Hello, I'm going to introduce my grammar design. Well, the grammar points that are going to be reviewed in this activity will be the simple present tense. And the grammar method that I'm going to base on is going to be the inductive approach. And I'm going to use this inductive approach because it's a discovery learning approach in which teachers don't teach the grammatical rules directly, but let the students discover them through a learning experience in terms of using the target language. This activity is applied for a B1, B2 level. It's going to carry out on a private school. And the objectives about this activity is that the students have to formulate a rule based on their experiences. Second, they have to reinforce that knowledge. And third, they have to get a deep understanding of the topic. So, how we can see here, the estimated times are going to be 30 minutes and the participants 15. And well, what does the teacher has to do in this activity? Well, if he wants to practice any verb tense he wants, he can grab any topic to practice this. But here I put an example that is the simple present tense. For example, he can grab or use the topic about the habits of successful persons. So, making these questions to their students, what habits does the successful person do or have? At the moment, the students are going to discuss all the good habits a person possesses, and this will make them use the simple present tense. And then the teacher, what he has to do is to write on the board these two paragraphs that we have on the screen, or he can also give some worksheets about these two paragraphs. But here is highly recommended that all the verbs need to go highlighted. So the first paragraph talks about the daily routine that Oprah does, and the second about Oprah's employees. Here we have two differences. In the first paragraph is the simple present tense but in singular. In the second paragraph is the simple present tense in plural. We can see it or we can notice it by the termination of the verbs. And well, after reading and analyzing these two paragraphs with your students or with your group, at the end, the teacher has to ask to the students to figure out the rule based on all the examples that are in these two paragraphs. And well, the students in pairs or in groups need to review the examples again, and then they have to work together to create a rule that they think will explain how to use the grammar. So the key here is that the students are creating their own rule. And well, after struggling your students and blowing them their mind, making a grammatical rule, it's obviously that there are going to be moments that they are not going to assert the grammatical rule, and here's when the teacher is when the teacher begins to explain the grammatical rule. But however, in this moment, with all the input that the students received, explaining the rule will most likely have more meaning to them. So it's not going to be more difficult to them because at first they have seen the examples, and then it was the explication about it. So here in conclusion, in general conclusion, the inductive process of figuring out the rule can be more engaging and more challenging and more mentally stimulating for the students because they have to think at all time. And this creates the opportunity for a deeper understanding of how the grammar works. So in my opinion, I will have liked to do this activity in a real context. I think that it's very interesting and also curious how your students are going to react and what type of grammatical rules they will create. So that's what